7 things that will never happen in One Piece. Now on this channel, I have made a lot of videos talking about things that I see happening in the future of One Piece. It's a big topic. I do a lot of videos revolving around the future. You can call them theories, you can call them speculations, you can call them predictions. But I do a lot of discussions on things about the future of One Piece. But today's video, and I know I stuttered a little bit there. Today's video, I'm going to talk about some unpopular opinions. When I say unpopular opinions, things that what I say, people don't agree with. They don't agree with this opinion. And this is things that I see never happening in these series of One Piece. So it's going to be a really crazy video. There's going to be a bunch of dislikes because these videos, you could expect some dislikes, but I gotta say, these are 7 things I see never happening in One Piece, and these are my opinions. First one, Caesar joining the crew. And I've been a big time not agreeer with Caesar joining the crew. The biggest reason why I don't think Caesar will join the crew is, first thing, Luffy, a lot of people don't know this, Luffy hates people who hurts their own crew, their own Nakama. I remember there was a scene where Sanji and Virgo were there interacting, and Virgo took out all the G5 Marines, and like, not all of them, most of them, and they were shocked, dude. They're like, what are you doing, Virgo? This can't be Virgo. And Sanji's like, you're the kind of guy my captain hates the most. Later on, we see Caesar taken out with the Shinokuni, I believe. He was taking out his own people who believed in him, who loved Caesar. He was taking them out, and Luffy was supposed to kidnap Caesar, but he went crazy. Yes, he went crazy, and he did a grizzly magnum and destroyed him. Law was pissed off at Luffy, but Luffy couldn't control himself. Luffy hates people who hurts their own crew, their own group, who belongs to their own crew, group, whatever you want to call it. He hates if you hurt your own people, and that's something that I could understand Caesar joining the crew. I also want to say this, Caesar, it's been no showcase. Caesar, he's not a good guy. He's not a alright neutral guy. Like, people try to equate Frankie and Robin because they're on the opposite ends against Luffy. It's different being on the opposite ends against Luffy and doing things that are just evil, like experimenting on kids and knowing that they're gonna die in the future. We have never seen Frankie or Robin go to that extent. It's crazy. And with the arc about Frankie and Robin, you see like a couple chapters later, or at the end of the arc, that's when they became crew members, became cool with the Luffy, the captain. Caesar is not cool with Luffy right now. He calls him gas brain. He has no respect for Caesar, so I just don't see Caesar join the crew. It's an unpopular opinion. A lot of people love Caesar. He's gonna join the crew, but the thing is, I love Caesar as a character, but I don't think you have to love a character and then say, okay, he has to be on the crew. You can love a character and he can be a side character like Buggy. So I think it's no disrespect to Caesar and the fan base for that. I love Caesar too, but I think he is not going to join the Straw Hat Pirates crew. The second thing I want to say is Boa Hancock and Luffy's ship. I think they call it a ship in the series. The people, they say it's going to be a future couple, and it's funny because a lot of people, there's a lot of people who actually don't like this ship, who say that Boa Hancock and Luffy are not going to be together because of the age difference. To be honest, I don't really care about the age difference. It is not a really big deal for me, the age difference. Luffy, I think it's like a 10-year age difference. I don't really see that as the problem why I don't think it's going to happen. The reason why I don't think Boa and Luffy are not going to happen, there's a couple of reasons. First thing I want to say is this. We know Luffy went ass. Boa is like, okay, marry me, and it was more comedic and gag like, but Luffy's like, I'm not gonna marry you. He pretty much just said that right after the time skip. You go to the time skip moment, right after the time skip, Luffy gets a straw hat, Boa Hancock's there, Boa Hancock proposes to him, and he says, I'm not going to marry you. So I feel like that was kind of Oda saying, canceling out that whole situation. Also, I want to say this, Boa Hancock is too obsessed with Luffy. It's an obsession now. Now I feel like it's gonna be a little weird if Luffy's partner is obsessed with him like that. I feel like he should have a partner which either goes against him and argues with him, or is like neutral, who's like not obsessed like that, like Boa Hancock. So me personally, I don't see Boa and Luffy happening, not because of the age difference. I don't really care about the age difference. I love Boa Hancock. Luffy's my favorite character, but I don't see that ship happening, and I had to put it out in the video. People are gonna kill me that. People hate when you destroy someone's not destroy, but if you don't like someone's pairing, but I don't like that Boa Hancock and Luffy pairing. If it happens, yo, you can come back to this video and you can say, yo, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Shanks being evil. Okay, yeah, you guys know me. I've done this in multiple videos. I even did a whole video called Evil Shanks. I thought I explored the idea of Shanks being evil. Personally, I am not a big fan of Shanks being evil. And the reason why I'm not a big fan of Shanks being evil is, first of all, the very first chapter. Like, we know in the anime it's the 4th episode, but in the manga it's the first chapter Oda has ever written about Shanks and Luffy and that whole situation there, and like Shanks even the Straw Hat Pirate and become a great pirate. Like, that's the basis right there. So we see that it's gonna be like a foreshadow fight with Blackbeard and Shanks and all that situation there. Shanks comes to Marineford and like Luffy's not ready. Like, we know. And then there's a moment where I feel like kind of debunks the evil Shanks. Right after Shanks meets up with Luffy and sees that Luffy's a guy who says the same thing as Roger, he runs to Rayleigh. He actually goes to Rayleigh and explains everything about Luffy, and Rayleigh says this back to to Luffy during Sabaody or Shabundi. I'm not too sure what you guys call that arc, but I feel like that's another great way to show that Shanks, even the Ace situation where he meets Ace, Shanks loves Luffy, and I feel like that Shanks being evil, pulling an Aizen, controlling Luffy's emotions, I do not think that's gonna happen. People say it's gonna happen, but I heavily disagree on Shanks being evil, but that's just, like I say, an unpopular opinion that I have. The One Piece being friendship. Now, I'll be honest here, this really isn't a thing that I say it's not something that I'm using as an opinion. I think this might be facts, because we know that there was an interview, and I feel like Oda said in the interview that the treasure of One Piece will not be friendship or that lovey-dovey crap, that the journey itself is the One Piece treasure. Oda pretty much debunked that idea, saying it's not gonna be that, and that would have been a cliche. That would have been horrible. We waited so many chapters just to see that it's friendship or the journey itself, the Grand Line, you conquered it, and that's the One Piece. Hell to the effing no. We would not accept that as a fan base. We respect Oda as he gives us so much enjoyment, and then to have that ending, it will be like, what? But I personally I feel like this is not something that I'm saying is never gonna happen. I feel like the creator of the series One Piece said it's never gonna happen, so I don't really want to explain too much of this One Piece being the friendship. I feel like this is the big thing of the Oda saying himself it's not gonna happen, so I feel like it'll never happen unless we all get our ankles broken by Oda. Who knows? I already did a pairing in this video, but I'm gonna do another one. Zorro and Robin. Yeah, I told you how I thought Boa, Hancock, and Luffy is never gonna happen. I believe 200% that Zorro and Robin is never gonna happen, and the funny thing about this one is there's like an 80% of the fan base who believe that Zorro and Robin are gonna end up together, and I'm like, have you been reading the same series that I have been reading? Ever since Frankie was introduced, that was all cut. That was cut, yo. It was cut, yo. Zorro and Robin was finished. We've seen that ever since Frankie was introduced, the relationship between Zorro and Robin pretty much went super down, and the relationship between Frankie and Robin went super high. We saw the situation in Enyi's lobby where Frankie was protecting Robin, the whole situation there, though they were locked up together as prisoners in the sea train. There's many moments of Frankie and Robin. Then we also see Thriller Bark. Who's together? Frankie and Robin. They were together while they were with the situation of everyone getting kidnapped. We also see later on, I believe it's after the time skip, the person who meets Frankie is Robin, and we see that whole funny interaction. I believe that Frankie and Robin, Oda has said that they are the parents of the group, kind of the parents, but he said they're like the adults of the group. Frankie, Robin, and Brooke. Now, there's Zorro, Robin, there's a huge age difference, but I don't really think that's a big problem with the whole age difference. I just don't think that Zorro and Robin are gonna end up together. I'm a big fan of Zorro and Tashigi having a relationship at the end. And let's be honest here, when it comes to pairings, Oda has already said, yo, One Piece is not about pairings, yo. One Piece is not about pairings. He's pretty much saying that the pairings between the crew members is probably not gonna happen, but who knows? But I feel like, yeah, I don't really care really too much about pairings, but I had to put this in this list video because I never really talk about pairings a lot. I think that Zorro Robin will never happen in the entire series. I told you, yo, Zorro, Tashigi, Robin, Frankie, I'm on that whole shit right there if pairings even happen, because Oda said it's unlikely it's gonna happen. But yo, I'll tell you guys right now, yo, Zorro Robin, yo, screw that, yo. I don't like that. Even Law and Robin, yo, stop that, yo, except Frankie. I remember Big Mom said this recently. What are you guys all obsessed with how people look on the outside, yo? It's all about, yo, that don't really matter, yo. That don't really matter. And One Piece with all the wacky designs, y'all gotta stop being all about that shallow end, but bad. Robin needs someone that's badass. Frankie is badass, yo, on the inside and on the outside, yo. Come on, man, you gotta respect that Frankie, yo. Luffy, Usopp, and Chopper love Frankie. Y'all respect that Frankie Robin greatness. She's going with the cyborg, and I'm saying that's a fact, yo. Peace out. Now, finally, we can go away from the pairings. I think one that a lot of people will agree with, even though I said it's going to be unpopular opinions, this one I feel like a lot of people will agree with: Blackbeard becoming Pirate King. Now, I've seen this huge theory of Blackbeard will be the first person to become Pirate King, and I heavily disagree with this. If Blackbeard becomes Pirate King, I believe Luffy becoming Pirate King will be lessened. Now, I know people say that Blackbeard becoming Pirate King will be a plot twist. Luffy doesn't become Pirate King first. We're all going to be shocked, and then Luffy becomes Pirate King. No, I feel like once the One Piece treasure is found, that will be the Pirate King, and I believe that Luffy will be the first guy to find the One Piece treasure. A huge war will start. Maybe Blackbeard will get pissed off after Luffy becomes Pirate King, but I feel like Luffy will be the first Pirate King and the only Pirate King, and Blackbeard will not be Pirate King. I know my second favorite character is Blackbeard. You guys see my channel, my manga channel, MacBeard, but I personally believe that Luffy, my favorite character, will become Pirate King, and that's it. No, Blackbeard first and then Luffy. I heavily disagree. Let's keep it real, yo. I know people, yo, I'm telling you right now, yo, it would be kind of cool if Blackbeard became Pirate King and Luffy. No, I'm joking. Luffy's becoming Pirate King. I don't think Blackbeard will have any Pirate King. Like, no. And last but not least, this is a very popular one, and I feel like this is a really big popular one because there's been a lot of big One Piece YouTubers who actually did videos on this that got a lot of attention. Gold D Roger being alive. And yeah, this is a huge theory that actually has a lot of people supporting it, and I'm always on the fence with this, and I disagree heavily. I feel like it's not gonna happen. We know they bring out the whole situation of Rayleigh, where Gold D Roger says, Rayleigh, I'm not gonna be dead, partner, or something like that. So it's situations like that, and I feel like, yo, you guys are looking too into it. I know there's a whole hockey and spirit thing and everything. At the end, he's gonna be waiting at Raftel, and Viper saying Roger is not waiting for you. Let's be honest here. Roger is waiting for someone, but Roger was executed. He was executed. He is not alive. And the reason why I say he's dead is because he means not metaphorically. He means the person who actually inherits his will. We know that inheriting wills is something a big trope when it comes to One Piece. So Roger is waiting. Roger's not gonna die because someone's gonna inherit his will. Roger is waiting for someone to actually inherit his will. These are words that Whitebeard Rayleigh said. I believe that Roger is not alive waiting at Raftel. I believe that Roger is dead. And come on, man, what are you gonna see? Like a hologram Roger at Raftel? No, I am not a big fan of Roger being alive. If you think that I'm crazy, put it in the comment section, but I said Roger alive, no, nada. I don't see it happening. Now with this video, I might lose a lot of subscribers, I might get a lot of dislikes, but I thought I had fun. I'll be honest, I had fun making this video because two things. If I'm wrong and some of these things happen, it's gonna be hilarious. You're seeing the people comment down in the comment section, yo Mac, you're wrong, you're an idiot. It'll be kind of funny when that happens. But it also, yo, it's just letting out some anger out about some of these things I see never happening. Yo, who knows? I could be completely wrong, and I've been wrong many times. Yo, I'm not the guy who thinks, oh, okay, I'm gonna be right on this, I'm gonna be right on this. I don't really think a lot of people get wrong on a lot of things, but I gotta tell you guys this, on this video, I believe these things will never happen. It's kind of funny, this video, I'll be honest here. It's really different from my other videos. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section. Are you happy about this video? Are you angry about this video? What are 7 things you see never happening? And I gotta see it because there's probably some things that you think you guys see never happening, which I will be angry at and I'll be raging. So put your 7 things that you see never happening in the comment section. Dislike and don't share if you did not enjoy this video, but if you did, like and share. That'll be really appreciative because lately, yo, YouTube's been going crazy. You guys seen, yo, even PewDiePie's about to delete his channel, so it's crazy. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section. Like I said, I repeated that already, but like I said, like and share if you enjoyed, like and share only if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more One Piece content. I'm the Legend Mac, and I'm gone.